Hey Donna, it is time for Charlie's handy-dandy revolutionary guide to everything you need to know about your guitar in order to hang with the best of them at the Alligator Point Gangstar's jams. Here you go. First of all, here's the revolutionary part. There are only three chords you need to know, three chord forms you need to know in order to get any chord you want when you're playing along. The trick is to know your way up and down the neck in order to be able to use the right chord. But that really doesn't take too long to figure out. The three chord forms are E, which you know, A, which you also know, and are you ready for this? D, which you also know. These chord forms move up and down the neck in a very logical progression so that you can, if you can follow where you are, figure out anything you need to do. Let's start with E. You know, I think, that there are 7 notes in a scale. The 8th note is the octave. So if you were going 5, 6, 7, 8, you went from E down here to E up here, and you did it in 8 steps. The same thing's true if you went linearly up the neck of your guitar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back to 8 and E. You can do the same thing with your chords. E. Now, we're not going to follow exactly that same progression because I want you to know particular familiar chords rather than going from E to F sharp. I want you to go from E and then go up just one fret, 1/2 step to F. Okay, this is the same F that you know from trying to bar like we all struggle with. It's the same F, the same important parts to that F. But you only have to play these 3 strings. It's important not to play the other strings because then it gets a little weird. Then up to G. You're going up to play exactly this, but you're only playing these 3 notes. E, F, G, A goes up to what would be barred on the 5th fret, or this A. But this does the same trick. Then A sharp or B flat, which is the same as this ugly thing here. And then B natural, which is this B, or this B7 that we do as an alternative to that. But you can play the B right here and then go up again a little bit to the C. You can see that when you have played the E starting on the 9th fret with your index finger and then the 10th fret for these other 2, you are playing this C, okay? And then up 2 more frets to the D. Same as this, but you're playing it all the way up here. And then up again, and you've repeated that E structure an octave higher. Let's see if I can help you see that here. Now, you can do exactly the same thing with the A and the D. But there's an interesting thing about the A and the D. You take that A, take your fingers off and play those 3 strings, and you've played a G. You play A, go up just 1 fret, B flat, that's that same B flat that you were playing here. Go up 1 more fret to the B, which is lots easier than bar and everything. So you've gone G, A, B flat, B, then C. Just a little bit of checking on yourself as you go will make sure that you will be able to confirm that you're playing the same chords just with different voicings. C, C. Then up 2 more frets so that you're playing these 3 strings on the 7th fret. It's playing an A on the 7th fret, but it is a D chord. Then 2 more to the 9th fret, and you're playing an E. So you've gone G, A, B flat, B, C, D, E. And the next one from C, D, E, and then F. Surprise, huh? And then 2 more, and you've gotten to the same place you would have been with open strings. Just for laughs, if you really want bonus, you can put your index or middle finger across at the 12th fret, and you can create a harmonic. That's fun. And then 2 farther up, and you've gotten to your A again. Okay? So you're doing just the same thing you did with the E, but you're starting at A. A, B flat, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Now, should come as no surprise, we're going to do the same thing with a D. D, same form, E. Oh, and let me remember, go back 1, go actually back 1 step, back 2 frets, and you've played a C. D, E, F, G, and just check yourself if you don't believe me. And then A, and then B flat, B, there's that C again. It's just an octave higher, and then 2 more steps or 2 more frets, 1 full step. We're back to the D. Okay? Now, just one more thing to make this lesson complete, and that is the notion of the minor. Because you might well say, that's all very well and good, but there are minor chords here too. What am I to do when I get to an F sharp minor? Good question. And here we'll go back to that thing that we talked about earlier, or I talked about, you listened about. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8. 8 notes in the octave. We start at the 1, 2, there's the 3. Now the way you make a minor chord is to do what is called flatting the 3rd. And in flatting the 3rd, you take that note, the 3, and drop it back 1/2 step from here to here. Okay? So in our case, we take our index finger off of the 1st fret and take it so that you have an open string. In the E, that is. And you can hear we've gone from the major E to E minor. We'll do the same thing with an A. First, second, third. First, second, third. I'm going to flat the third. And so the A turns from to, okay? And we're going to do the same thing with the D and the D form. It goes 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the way we're going to make third. All very well and good, but what if I'm going up the neck like you told me to? Another good point. So let's go up to the F sharp, which we had mentioned earlier, only briefly. We're in the E form. You go up 1 fret to get to the F. Go up another fret to get to the F sharp. Now, there's the third, and we're going to flat that by going back 1. So instead of playing this, we're just going to take that string back 1 fret. Now you can make it a fuller sound by, instead of playing the full barred F, you take off your middle finger and you play an F, the F sharp, play the F sharp minor. We can do that up here on the 5th fret, going from the A to the A minor, just by taking off our middle finger. Okay? That's the way we deal with it in the E form. Flatting the third. Now let's flat the third in the A form. Okay? The place that that'll show is when you are playing a B or a C sharp. That's usually where it'll show up. You're playing the C, and then you just playing the B, and then you just turn it to a B minor. And those are the 2 chords you're most likely to see that with. The B going to the B minor, and the C going to the C minor, and the C sharp going to the C sharp minor. But in all of those cases, all you have to do is go to the place where you'd go, here's our B, and just turn it into a minor. You're just going to play an A up 2 frets, and then back the third off to flat it to make it a minor. We'll do the same thing for C sharp and make that C sharp minor. Now you can do exactly the same thing in the D form, but it really doesn't show up as being an important thing that often in just jamming around the house. The big things are being able to follow the form up the neck as an octave, whether the form is E, A, or D. D. And being able to turn that major chord, that major chord into a minor chord by flatting the third. Okay? Well, I hope that's just made you nuts enough for one day. Take good care. Love you. If you got questions, just holler. Bye-bye.